Hey guys, Rod here at A Better Way to Farm, where we increase yields and improve profits. Tonight we want to talk about how to beat yellow flash. What is the one secret that helps to do that? Well guys, there is a certain nutrient that helps us prevent that, or at least reduce it. And here's what we know. A lot of people have gravitated away from glyphosate, but a lot of people are still using it. And we're not here to try and tell you which chemical you should use. We want you to use the program that's working for you. And I'm not here to pick on one company or say this one's evil or that one's great. I'm here to say, what are we going to do in this situation? The situation is you're using glyphosate for weed control. And when you do that, oftentimes we see that corn crop or that bean crop become lighter in color. They turn a light green, or maybe they go all the way to a yellow. And when we do that, what happens? We're not collecting enough sunlight. We're not getting maximum photosynthesis. And basically, fundamentally, it's just like our plant is sick for a few days and it's shut down. And anytime our factory, if you will, shuts down, we lose production. If we shut a plant down for a week in the summer to do a cleaning or for whatever reason, that's a week of no production. If we have this bean plant or this corn plant, this field shuts down, we have no production. Guys, one of my good friends, Jerry, talks about the fact that he never wants his corn crop or his bean crop to have a bad day. He wants every day to be a great day when he's out working and raising that crop. And so what happens? Well, we spray that glyphosate in there. And glyphosate, as you guys know, was never built to be a weed killer. It was originally built to be a chelator. In other words, it was used as a water conditioner, and they would introduce it into industrial water. It would chelate the minerals that were in the water and drop them out to the bottom and help purify the water. So what happens when we put glyphosate in our spray water is if we have minerals in there, some of those tie up. And so on another day, I'll talk about how to avoid that tie up. But what they do in the plant is the same thing. They go into the weed and they chelate, they capture nutrients that weed needs. That's why you don't spray glyphosate and get a kill. You don't go out the next morning and it's dead, okay? You go out in 10 days or 2 weeks and it's dying. Why is that? Because glyphosate literally starves the weed to death. It's a slow process if we're going to starve the weed to death. So what happens in the bean or the corn, even though it's tolerant, glyphosate tolerant, okay, glyphosate safe seed, what happens is that gets in there and it does chelate, it does encapsulate, it does grab some of the minerals, and in particular, glyphosate will grab a hold of the manganese in that plant and make that plant sick for a while. Have you ever had the flu? You know, they say, well, it grows out of it. You guys know what my opinion of that is, how much I really detest that whole phrase, it'll grow out of it. Because it's never, the question is never ever, will it grow out of it? The question is, what did it cost me? What did it cost me to get that plant to grow through that stress or that problem or that trouble? And so we don't want stress, we don't want trouble, we want that plant to just cook right on through and give us maximum yield, and that's what we're after. And when we spray a pint of our chelated manganese with the glyphosate, it reduces yellow flash. Guys, we've known this for a long time. I can remember specifically when John Mangini from Midwest Labs called me and said, hey, Rod, I was out on Highway 2 out by Bedford, Iowa, and he said, Purdue just figured something out and you need to know this. And we were headed to a field day and we shared it at that field day with everybody. And we were very excited to be able to talk about that. But here's the key. It isn't just any manganese that you can get a hold of, because I come back to what I said. Glyphosate ties up with nutrients or mineral. So if you put manganese in the tank mix that's not 100% chelated, what happens? The glyphosate grabs hold of the manganese, and now what we have done is we've rendered the manganese completely ineffective to the plant, and we have rendered the glyphosate completely ineffective as a weed killer. That portion which chelated or tied up that manganese is not available to kill anything. And so it's very critical that when we put in the manganese in there, the 4Rs still work. Oftentimes we are talking about them in this industry. We're not actually doing them, but here we got to actually do them. It's got to be the right product, guys. It really has to. There are people out there selling manganese, and it says chelated manganese right on it. And the fact of the matter is it's 5% or 10% or 20% chelated. That means the other 80 or 90 or 95% is not chelated. Guys, the only thing that should be co-applied with glyphosate is a 100% EDTA chelated product. Because when we do that, you can co-apply them. You don't have to make a second trip. No extra pass is needed. You can just put it on there and run. And when you do that, the yield increase is significant. Purdue said when they first came out with this, they said anywhere from 2 to 17 bushel yield drag in soybeans. Not my numbers, Purdue. You can look those up. And the fact of the matter is we don't want to give up 2 bushel of soybeans. Even in today's environment, that's $22 to $24. Why not make that $22 to $24 instead of letting it go down the river when you can save it by just applying $6 or $6.50 worth of a product to take care of it? And what if it's 10? Now all of a sudden it's $120, $110 to $120 on today's prices on soybeans. Guys, it's significant. And when we do this, we end up with the yields that we deserve. We end up with a much more successful growing season. We end up with a plant that stays darker green. We end up with a plant that the engine is running on, that the photosynthesis is taking place like it should, that the energy is being collected from the sun and helping to convert that plant into growth, into yield, helping make sugar that we need so much to grow that bushel of soybeans. You guys know it takes, 300 pounds of sugar to grow 1 bushel of beans. And so everything we can do to help that plant produce, that's what we want to do. Guys, this is not a hard fix. It really isn't. If you'd be interested in some more information on this, send us a message right here on the Facebook page. We'd love to have a direct message from you, and someone from the team will give you a call. Every year we pick up many new growers who see a video like this and they say, hey, we'd like to give that a try. And when they see how it works, then they come and work with us in a lot of other areas. And we love that. We look forward to it. So guys, we'd love the opportunity to work with you. We'd love the chance to talk to you about this. Feel free to reach out and get in touch with us. Hey, by the way, we're going to have a 2-day fundamentals of agronomy coming up here in July. And we talk a lot about that, how much we love that program. And I think you'd love it too. If you'd be interested in going to that, get us a message. Hope you guys are really having a better day.